Reconnection successful. I don't know what it is about the 1 Hour 1 Life site. I guess I might have turned the quality of service bandwidth limits off on my router. I might have to do that because his site just keeps crashing my router. It is weird. Alright, so basic lineage stuff, minutes, seconds, hours, and all the long lines were 3 months ago. How... Is this the same Eve Boots? Well, you're still 3 months ago. To left for the cry, thank you for the host. Oh, this might be rehosts. Because it dropped. So, I mean, we've kind of got... some... I don't know. This is all within 3 months. I don't know what range within 3 months. And these are nameless, so we'd actually have to go back at least to you. And try to find that to get the Boots family. Which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing as one of the more prolific ones to have as a little test case. So this was an Eve Boots. I didn't notice if that was the one my line was in. Could have been a different Eve Boots. Alright, so we've got... And they actually maintained the name. That's the crazy thing. So Lita Boots and King Boots of Eve Boots. What? What? Alright, let's remove the time limit, because we're pretty sure that these are there. Yes, they're not used. Shut up. Oh, wait, oh, indentation. What? What? Oh, this must have been a different server. Most people end up on server 1, but they may have been doing an exercise on like server 2. Alright, okay, there was a Lita Boots on server 1. There was also one on server 7. Okay, there was a king boots on server 1 and server 7 must be separated by a day boundary. And eve boots. Huh. Well, there's definitely been eve boots on server 1. I guess we try server 7. Shut up. Well, no, the time should be correct once you get the right server. Where did I put dir? Just gonna do this. Oh, and that goes a lot faster too. And I think that wrote out our file as well. Whoa. Yeah, this was like a group of players up on server 7. And one random griefer who came in, apparently. And this could have been multiple people cycling through lives, I guess. Oh, and a lot of... Shatterus, thank you for the host. Yeah, a lot of... Maybe they were abandoning... I don't know if they were abandoning people who weren't in their group, or... What? Yeah, this seems like this may have been a small group of players, you know, sitting in Discord and moving forward. Or just because it was server 7. And just people kind of hanging out and working on it. With the odd griefer. Oh, and Osserat Gaming, thank you as well. Oh, and Pixelogic Dev. Thank you. Oh, it's probably... Yeah, I probably lost a bunch of stuff when the Lineage site killed my connection. I think a lot of... Oh, you know what? Yeah, this was concerted effort. Because all the males are dying or hungering or disconnecting. Very, very precisely so. Well, yeah, it was one family. I think this shape does not look like a natural formation, really. I think it was a small group of people just, you know, continually being born to each other. Or at least, you know, some cooperating set of players within a small-ish number at any given time. The other thing I might want to do is I only like it might be interesting to add something for the killer to go look up the name. Right now I'm kind of including people in the focus set, and then if there's any other references, they're not ending up in the focus set. And you wouldn't necessarily want to trace the lineage of all these people because it would might add a lot of noise to it. It would also be nice if it was not a family member. You could somehow constrain it to be, because like this person was clearly at this time here. One. Oh, the other thing I was looking for is timestamps. So the timestamp of Lita boots was 5:15. What was I really going to do? Oh, I'm here. So lineage -1 is Eve boots. Time dot at -1 dot time. What's the time range to our progenitor? 5/11. This is 4 days. And both of them count as 3 months. So it might be 2 to 3 months, which would sort of allow us to tighten this up on the search range. Although I think one of them was like 27, which is not quite there. Anyway. What do I need? I need to generalize this search method a little bit. Well, I need to deal with multiple. I need to generalize the search. So I might want to sort of turn this, I guess for now, into like a command line thing. Or at least somehow streamline setting up time ranges and name searches. So I could go find my own people. Another thing I could do. So 6897. So if we go Boots family dir load dir target is 6897. Yep. Put that away. Let's see, these were... Okay, the only ones I've found so far were by name. It was Lily and Anna and Eve West. Oh, and I'm not printing life. It does not like being interrupted. So I can find out what my player hash is. Would I want to use this? I don't want to use this. It's a bunch of stuff. So it would do, I mean, some things like this. But we would say if, and this is going to require some lifelog support. So right now we don't have a way to pick that out. It is called hash. This is in the birth record, or it's in both. Yes, I know I left incomplete code. If life.hash the lineage, actually we don't care. Would that work on one graph? I don't know if that would work on one graph. And then I'll want to add some way to highlight. This is only going to be server 1. But hopefully it'll be a small enough collection to be graphable. Okay, 36,000. I have been involved in 36,000 family lines, or people lines. It's a lot of lives. Some of them are very short. But that, I feel, is probably going to not load so well. So what we're actually going to have, in fact, that's not even going to do this very well. P... life.id, life.name, I guess. Maybe time.at, life.time. And actually, we want to do something like, putting the array out of work. So the other day we waited for a 77,000 record thing to print. It took a long time and it never loaded. So I think we just have to abort that. As graphing all of my lives, it appears to be not practical. Alright, so far it's all one ID sequence. Huh, I didn't actually see the ID reset in there. Maybe that was before my time? This is before naming was even a thing. Huh. Maybe I had my name picker by then? I wonder if I could pick out if life, let's say, only say, well, I mean, it would be if no parent, really. If life dot parent equals life log no parent, then can we get a graph of all the Eve runs? Will that be a reasonable number? Because I've not, whenever I've looked, I've not seen any that were particularly long-lived. Well, I guess I've had a couple of Eves in there. That might get ugly. Oh, well, okay, yep. No big families. Oh, I closed my program. That's why I brought this up. Open dot. Family trees. All right, so early on did not go well. This is the pre-naming time. I only made a few steps. This is when I was experimenting with not keeping a lot of kids, I think. And ended up dying of old age. And then this might be when I started trying to keep kids a little bit sooner. A little bit farther. The kids don't always want to live. Oh, this is oh well, one of the Dooms actually made it a bit. Doom is the name. Is my punt name if I like appears an Eve and there's immediately a baby there. It's like, I am Eve, you are Chance. Let's run, see if we can find a spot. So yeah, this one, well, they starved out, unfortunately. Oh, well, I might remember this life. I came back to somebody's stream and like there was all kinds of murder and stuff going on. And then I've not been doing so well lately. Of course, I've also been forgetting to name myself on occasion. Oh no, those are more Dooms. Yeah, I remember. I know. I forgot the name recently. It might be where the kids left. I don't know. And then, yeah, I've not been doing as well. Yeah, so this is one of the things I was kind of looking for. It's like, how well did an Eve go? Where did my kids go? So just this, player ID dump. So if I got like some sort of searching methods, like you'd initially have to search by like name, mother's name, maybe Eve name. Assuming it was for recent stuff, you could do a filter of like last week to cut it down a bit. And now I'd also have to extend that to work across multiple servers. So I have a way to put out all of the IDs on that server of all of my characters. We have and probably need some way to specify that. So yeah, so for now we could maybe do like command line tool. I don't know if I want to try turning this into a web app. It's probably going to need a backend component because I just don't. I mean, might be amusing to try doing this in Elm. I just don't know that would work very well. I'd have to get local copies of the files so I didn't hit JSON too hard. I'd have to. Well, and actually fetching them remotely would be. Actually, fetching them remotely to cache on my computer was a trial. So that wouldn't really work on a web page. Maybe you could do it in Node, but it's not really. I mean, I guess I could maybe take like the boots graph. Might be an interesting thing to post online and say, hey, I'm playing around with this. It's not really a generalizable tool yet. I also don't have updates done. So that might be another project sometime. Because, yeah, actually next time, deal with file updates. Which might just be as simple as deleting the indexes, but I'd want a process for that. So we've kind of got life details-ish. No, I had him in a separate window. Boots family. Relative age. We don't really have time. We don't have access to words. We have cause of death. So that's probably about as good as we're going to get right now. Oh, I could highlight. Data updates. What a way to do that. I wouldn't mind a way. So we've got graph focus. Do I want to say I want to highlight a particular person. So life just has an attr accessor highlight. So then when I do my family tree, or when I do whatever, we can say life dot highlight equals true. And then when we graph, we look at that, and I guess it would do color? GS Keller, blue, maybe. And then we're currently doing that graph, so that's kind of okay. Oh, that one's a little bit slow. Now, this is doing me all as eaves, so I guess another way to do this would be just like grab yourself from the past week, maybe 2 weeks. Probably be a reasonable graph size. You could, with a little intelligence, you can even cut down the. So if we do, well, I mean, this is an interesting experiment here. So if we do this, and if date. Now that was months. I mean, I guess past month wouldn't be terrible. If life.time greater than from yeah, so that stands out a bit. And then it slows down as we hit the past month. Oh, there's 2 people in Lita family. Oh, it's going to add that twice, isn't it? What? No, the focus has been a hash by ID. It shouldn't. It should be before it's putting under the wrong ID. Ooh, that's a much bigger graph. Because I was participating in larger families, where I've never founded a large family. Aww. Yeah, I think it gets over a certain size, and it just can't handle it. Let's take that out. I guess I'm going to have to figure out how do we do. Well, it's a date. I think plus and minus is days. Okay, just. So if we just do, I don't know, minus 14, cut it down a bit. Yeah, so somewhere around 4,000 nodes, I guess, it starts just to become too much. Oh, that was just the graphical change to not include killers. Okay, so that actually did work. so, okay. Had a disconnect, apparently. Well, I mean, they had some kids there. Where was I? Poor starving child. Oh man, this is a big family. I might need to do like actually a fill color to make this easier to see. Yeah, so this was a small part in a big family. And apparently very far down in it, too. Oh. Well. Had an okay little time there. And I guess if most of the people are in the big families, then it's not too surprising you get born into them. Aw, I didn't get a name. Starved as a child. So yeah, just doing recent lives will be an okay way to look back, a day after. So yeah, I think I want to cut it down to like 1 week. I think we're going by days. We go like 8 days to make sure we get it. To get last week's. Man. Yeah, I need something easier to spot in the distance. Yeah. Got a few generations there. Thunder. Oh, this is probably lightning and thunder. This is doing some twins attempts. Starve, starve. Yeah, looks like we're just kind of starving out there. Oh, well, had a lot of kids. Didn't get very far. Well, had a lot of boys, so that might be related. This is probably just great grand history here. Dead. Oh, there was my nameless Eve. 23 and no kids. Seems like I ended on a better note last time, but I don't necessarily know if these are showing up in any kind of order. All right. Family tree, RB. Let's do -8 with all of, or with the killer arrows. Oh, and this is only server 1. We'd have to sort out ID uniqueness. Across servers, and possibly across server 1 resets. Okay, only 1,000. That should be a little bit more manageable. What? What is it about the... I guess it can't handle the messed up routing on the... when you include killers. Because it tries to do such circuitous routing of those arrows. So I would have to have some technique. And actually, I am sort of specifically pulling in this node because it's a killer. And I do have the list of lives we're graphing. So we could say if the killer is not one of our lives, we do some special handling of it. To like force it to be, or maybe we do a constraining arrow then. If it's not in our family. I mean, it'd be a weird direction, but if anything, it should be a, well, there's a constraint you can do for same level. I'd have to look into how to do that. And also, you could end up with multiple nodes that had the same killer, so you can't quite do that, but arrows might work. Oh, and I actually wanted to make this easier to see. So what is the fill color attribute? Not true color. Style equals filled. Well, that's actually going to look terrible with this text. So I'd have to do like, no, we need code. Color equals blue. Style equals filled. So now we need like label color. No effect on labels. Font color. Okay, yep, it's now a bit easier to pick out my lives amidst all of this stuff. Is it readable? Yeah, it's readable. We still have to figure out. Actually, the killer thing is not going to be that hard to do. We just say if killer is a string, so we'd have to do if well, the easiest way to do it. Killer if lives dot include killer dot 2I currently. We do constraint false. Otherwise, we do constraint true. Let's see if that'll render. Yeah, I'm trying to sort out the code. So nope. For some reason, when I include the killer arrows in a big graph, it just blows up, and I have no. So I mean, this would still be a good thing because, like the boots graph, they were just really off to the side. But I have to have some way to say if we need to include this. And it's probably like number of nodes. Seems to be where it becomes an issue. All right, so for last week, I don't remember how big the Boots family was. And it seems like it was no worse than this. Let's just turn off the constraint false ones. Because those seems like those would cause the most trouble. Oh, there's actually a error message for this. Is this one error message or just the same thing? Premature end of file. Well, the in-family killer is the one you most want. But this shouldn't have any crazy... Yeah. So I guess it's the crazy edges. I'm not sure... That's going to be the most common source of... I mean, I guess you could even have cyclical edges if, like, your mother killed you or something. I'm not seeing any out-of-family murders here. Although the red edges are probably a little bit harder to spot. Oh, there's one. And it does kind of get confusing with kids. So yeah, we want to look up names. This is going to be the more useful thing. it's kind of a shame you can't show that, but it's like 1 day's worth of lives hits enough big families that it just crashes the viewer, I guess. Or I would have to break it out by family and like spit out one graph per, maybe? Not as convenient by far. But some of these families, man. Looking up self, hi, like self really. All right, so what we want to do, so this is a graph-ish. So, I've not actually rendered these. These seem more appropriate SVG. I need to go back to documents. And then, let's go back to family tree. That's not necessarily, I should be keeping that program, so I guess we just have to, or I have to look up regular Graphviz. This might actually be, yeah, controlled folder access. And this actually worked. Plus, we now have this, so it works out a little bit better. The reds won't show up as much, but all right, family tree. Turn off this. I need to get some better functional abstraction on this. All our different methods of searching. So where was, all right, Boots family, which means we need to turn off loader. Oh, I need to have this below here, I guess. And let's focus. Oh, and then, nope, that just grabs that. Oh my gosh, you shut up. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, no, that should have been server 7, right? Focus. I may have written down the player ID wrong. And I don't even still have that code, do I? All right, so I think I might still have Boots family up. No, not that one. No. Nope, not that one. Did I close it? No, I'm just blind, apparently. All right, so we've got, it was Lita Boots. And King Boots and Eve Boots. And we've got our times, got our life. We've got the life of Lita Boots, which should be serviceable. There we go. 6897 is the player ID. Oh, wait. Lives target. Why does this not work? Lives, dir, load dir. Oh. Yeah, no, load dir. We found the family. Focus merge family. Okay, so, well, I mean, that should have written it out at least. Okay, it does render. It does not have the crazy killer lines anymore. They'll show up a little bit separately. The non-family killers will not have names, but they might show up as, yeah, they'll look a little bit like it was a kid, but I guess I know if it's a non-included killer, and we could mark it separately, but. So that's the Boots family. And that's about lunchtime for me. So I'm going to go have lunch and then come back and actually play the game a bit. And then the next day, next time I code, which probably be Monday, I can see about doing file updates and looking back at that. So thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks to Doug and Lick, Kirikutsune, Shatterus, Pixelogic Dev, Deadly Tacos, One Jelly Bean, Joey Chef Ray P, Stormy Ice Leopard, Haskin TV, Asarat Gaming, and Two Left for to Cry for hosting me. So yeah, we're gonna do 1 hour and 1 life this afternoon. I'm probably gonna have to go back to doing Oni. Obviously not included Sunday. Just because I've found it takes a long time to get all the way through a colony, and we're gonna need to get up to rocketry stuff. So, see, that looks like it's ending. Not a whole lot of coding going around right now. Looks like the Soding's kind of in the middle of a stream. I did see a little bit of swearing there last time, so be advised if you mind that. But otherwise, pretty cool place to hang out. Yeah. If you're looking for another cool coding stream to Soding, he says implementing an interpreter for a level scripting language. So that's a place cool to hang out. If you're looking for some place cool to hang out, thanks for hanging out with me. And let's see, my alarm stayed on. Okay, cool. And yeah, goodbye.